everyone, I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and the Yankees have had a couple of reports regarding a pursuit of right-handed hitting come up over the last 24 hours. The first report came out last night from Joel Sherman, and it is that the New York Yankees made an attempt to acquire outfielder slash first baseman Mark Canha from the San Francisco Giants before he was ultimately traded to the Kansas City Royals. Furthermore, the New York Yankees reportedly are still on the look for right-handed hitting. That is according to Robert Murray of Fansided. And, with this pursuit of right-handed hitting, with this conversation around the Yankees' need for right-handed hitting, I think it is a really, really important time to talk about their struggles against left-handed pitching, or their projected struggles against left-handed pitching. So there's a lot we're going to cover here. We're going to talk about some options. We're going to talk about guys that I think fit the Yankees well, who are out of options and are not going to make their team's roster and therefore have to be placed on the waiver wire or find themselves traded. So before you get into everything, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms. And with that out of the way, and without further ado, let's first talk about Mark Canha and the Yankees' failed pursuit of him. Now, Mark Canha would have fit the Yankees very well as a short side platoon bat. Short side platoon bat meaning he would have hit exclusively against left-handed pitching. Last year, Canha had a .344 on base percentage and a 102 WRC plus, playing some corner outfield, first base, and DH as well. Now, the problem with Mark Canha and the fit with the Yankees is that Mark Canha would have played mostly as a short side platoon bat. When you look at, the three positions he played most, it was first base, DH, and outfield. The Yankees have a full outfield with Jason Dominguez, Cody Bellinger, and Aaron Judge. First base is occupied by Paul Goldschmidt, with his backup being Ben Rice, and DH is currently being occupied by Ben Rice, at least against right-handed pitching. Mark Canha would have been an option against left-handed pitching, and he was very good against left-handed pitching not only in his career, but over the last few seasons as well. In 2024, he had a .380 on base percentage and a 124 WRC plus against lefties. The year prior, he had a .361 on base percentage and a 125 WRC plus against lefties. But against right-handed pitching, this past season, he had a .330 on base percentage, a .327 slugging percentage, and a 94 WRC plus. His power has declined, but his ability to recognize pitches and still do damage against left-handed pitching has not aged at the same rate that it has against right-handed pitching. So there are actual and active conversations to be had about Mark Canha's viability as a full-time player at the major league level. He signed a minor league deal. I found that extremely surprising. I thought he was someone who should have signed a major league deal, but that affects, in my opinion, the manner in which Mark Canha would likely order his preferences if he was being traded. Now, the Giants were not going to include him on their roster, and he was had a minor league contract with an opt-out. So Mark Canha could have left, become a free agent, and then eventually chosen where he signed. Or he could have allowed the Giants to make a trade for him and have teams kind of jump the gun and negotiate with the Giants to have exclusive negotiating rights with the Giants to acquire the player instead of having to compete with other teams in free agency. The Royals jumped on the opportunity, they landed the player, and it seems that there is a greater preference to play for the Royals than the Yankees, and this is speculation here, based purely on playing time. The Royals have an opening in their outfield. While MJ Melendez is their projected starter against right-handed pitching, MJ Melendez owns a career negative 0.8 WAR and is not an above average or even average level regular. The route for Mark Canha to start or get playing time every single day is a lot clearer in Kansas City. The injury to Vinny Pasquantino is something that also leaves his status for opening day up in the air. I'm not sure if he's going to play. He has been diagnosed with a grade 1 plus right hamstring strain, so I don't know if he's going to make their opening day roster. I don't know if he's going to be placed in the IL. That also opens up playing time for Canha, who would slide in perfectly at first base. So there are reps to be had for Mark Canha in Kansas City, whereas those reps don't necessarily exist with the Yankees. And if you're Mark Canha and you're trying to keep yourself in the league, you want to get as many games played as humanly possible, and doing so at a variety of positions, whereas the Yankees would have likely had to bunker him down at DH, maybe the occasional start in the corner outfield, but it would likely have been in right field, not in left field, given his age and his regressing outfield defense. Again, he played more at first base than he did at either left field or right field, and in his time in the outfield this past season, he was below average with -3 defensive runs saved and -2 fielding run value. We all know the difficulty outfielders have had playing the outfield in left field at Yankee Stadium, so I do wonder if that played into that conversation as well for the Yankees internally, not being able to promise him reps outside of maybe some DH ones. I think Canha is someone who, again, would have fit the Yankees very well because he would have been able to hit at the top of the Yankee lineup and push Paul Goldschmidt to the 4th spot against lefties specifically, but unfortunately, again, it just kind of seems like playing time was clear in Kansas City, and that may have played a role in his decision to ultimately be traded to the Royals and, be open to that rather than just electing free agency. As it pertains to the Yankees' active pursuit of a right-handed hitter, according to Robert Murray of Fansided, I think that there are some real options on the market who could become available due to not making their rosters and being out of options who could really impact this team. And the first player that I really have a lot of interest in is Eguy Rosario. Eguy Rosario is a 25-year-old infielder for the San Diego Padres, and with the Padres' 26-man roster being set, Eguy Rosario has not made the team. He will not join the team when they start on opening day. And without minor league options, this means the Padres must either A, place him on the waiver wire, or B, trade him. So if you're the Padres and you can get a trade done, you might be able to get something back versus on the waiver wire where if the team just claims him and no trade is made, the team simply just gets to have the player for free. Now, Eguy Rosario, since reaching AAA in 2022, is slashing .295, .360, and .590 against left-handed pitching, and that is a 297 plate appearance sample size. This is a smaller sample size at the major league level, but in 46 trips to the plate against lefties, he has a 231 weighted runs created plus, meaning he has been 131% better than the league average hitter against left-handed pitching in his very brief stint in the big leagues. He has an all-or-nothing profile. It is a lot of swing and miss. It's a lot of chases. It's a lot of power. And he's a really good defensive player at third base who can play some pretty good defense at second base as well. As a young player who can hit left-handed pitching, I think the platoon match here is perfect with Oswaldo Cabrera, and I would urge the Yankees strongly to acquire this player because he's young, athletic, has power, and again, can hit left-handed pitching. You can have him DH, you can have him play the infield, you have a plan at third base, and I really like the idea of the Yankees acquiring an infielder compared to a DH or an outfielder because it means that when Giancarlo Stanton is back, if he returns, I realize I have to use the if here, if he returns, then the Yankees are able to simply insert him in the lineup in place of Ben Rice, at least against left-handed pitching, and maintain a platoon that might be able to work. Projections like Eguy Rosario's ability to hit left-handed pitching a ton. They project him to have a 110 WRC plus and a .434 slugging percentage in his at-bats against lefties this upcoming season, a reflection of his strong minor league numbers and major league numbers in these matchups. I understand that it's really hard to sell a organization or sell a fan base on a minor league player or a player with limited major league experience, but I think you can sell this fan base and you can sell a message of youth and try to lean more on youth and having a young core that you can put together than you can on just kind of throwing a washed veteran with not much to offer in that regard. That's a lot easier to explain away. That's a lot easier to justify. And ultimately, I believe the New York Yankees should lean more on their youth than they do on aging veterans, at least in terms of acquiring someone on the market who could supplement their offense. As the Yankees look forward to opening day in a little over 24 hours, the emphasis needs to be placed on having more young talent. So I think Eguy Rosario would be a nice shift in that direction. The Padres they already announced their 13-man position player group. Teams only roster 13 position players because they like to roster 13 pitchers on average. And again, Eguy Rosario does not have minor league options, so that means the Padres cannot send him down. So he has to be moved. He's no longer going to be a San Diego Padre, or he's going to pass through waivers, which would be stunning. I'd be stunned if that ends up happening. So again, the Yankees have to the Yankees have to be aggressive jumping for a right-handed bat. I think Cashman has been working the phones, and I think, honestly, the New York Yankees should be in a position where, they are going out and acquiring left-handed bats, or right-handed bats to attack left-handed pitching. So I'm really excited to see how the Yankees navigate the next 24-ish hours. Again, Eguy Rosario is someone I want to put on fans' radars because this is not a player that I'm just saying, hey, the Yankees should inquire about acquiring and that they may get moved. A lot of players who I've suggested in the past are players who seem to be guys who are going to stick with their team, whether that's Rosario, Willie Castro, guys like that. I think Eguy Rosario, I know Eguy Rosario is someone who has to be moved. He is someone who cannot remain in the Padres organization without passing through waivers and giving 29 other teams the opportunity to claim him. If the Yankees let him get to waivers, they will not have really much of a chance to claim him because it goes based on record, and the Yankees' record from last year will make it so that they're one of the last two teams to acquire, or last few teams that can acquire Eguy Rosario. Try to make the trade. Try to jump in front of the line. I don't think it's going to cost much. And, I think he's a pretty good idea to acquire for the Yankees. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section below. Do you think the Yankees will end up acquiring a right-handed hitter? Do we think the Yankees will end up just kind of rolling with the roster they have right now? And how excited are you for opening day? Because we're going to have a opening day preview stream tonight. We're going to want to try and talk about kind of where the Yankees are headed tonight and how tomorrow kind of shapes out for them. We'll talk about pitching matchups. We'll do all that and more. But before we sign off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and check out Fireside Yankees for all of your favorite updates and to stay up to date on your favorite team. You guys can also check us out on EmpireSportsMedia.com, where we've got tons of written content, not just about the Yankees, though. That's for all of your favorite New York sports teams. If you're a Giants fan, the Giants just signed Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Giants country. Let's ride. So we got Knicks coverage, Mets coverage, Jets coverage, etc., etc. We appreciate you guys again so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Let's go, Yankees. Perfect.